Now I've got an application of linear equations. Two variables. The two variables are going to come from the amount of money that is invested at 5% and the amount of money that is put in the 8% account. So the first thing I should do is name the variables. So let X be the amount in the first account, the 5% account, and Y will be the amount in the other account, the 8% account. And because we have two variables, we're going to need two equations. One equation comes from the $1,500. So in the beginning there's a total of $1,500. So we can say the total amount of money before any interest is earned is $1,500. The next equation is going to come from the interest earned. So the X account is making 5% interest. So if you multiply by a 0.05, that will tell you in dollars how much that account made. And if you add to that how much the other account makes, then the total should be $94.50 after a year. That's the meaning of simple interest. It's paid just once a year. And the problem says once 1 year, so we've got, there's the total after a year. Now we need to do the algebra to solve for X and Y. One thing I could do is multiply the bottom equation by 100. That would move the decimal places over by 2. So then the bottom equation would become a 5x plus an 8y equals 9450. And then I think I'll solve this by the substitution method. So I can go over here to the top equation and solve for either x or y. I think I'll solve for y. So subtract x from both sides. A 1,500 minus x. And then substitute that into this equation. So it's going to be a 5 times x plus 8 times what y is equal to, 1,500 minus x, and then equals the 9450. And now we have a single equation with a single variable, so we can use some algebra to solve for that. One thing they need to do is distribute this 8, so we'll have 5x plus 1,500 multiplied with 8, a 12,000, minus an 8x equals 9450. And then move the numbers to the right hand side and keep the variables on the left hand side. So combining the x's, there's negative 3x, and then over here we've got 9450 subtract 12,000, negative 2550. And then we just need to divide by a negative 3 on both sides. So divide by a negative 3. We've got that x is $850. And we can then substitute that x over here to find out what the y is. So then the y will be 1,500 minus 850 is $650. And the last thing to do is label the answers, so that's where this comes in. The x is at 5%, so this one was invested at 5%, and this one was invested at 8%. And there we have our investments.